Too young to die. I'm assuming. I mean, how old is this guy anyway? I don't know.
I'm thinking about you in this cape, and your all elbows self.
Hey man.
Steven is all joints. You guys don't really get a good view of this because you can't really see him very well. You only see his torso. But he's all joints. He's just a man full of joints. He can bend like a snake. He's just elbows and knees. That's Steven's total makeup. Was I distracting you, all joints?
No, I just didn't have. There was not much that I could do in that situation.
Steven got himself a PlayStation Slim today because, as we were discussing earlier, he was having issues connecting to any multiplayer game. So hopefully that'll be repaired and we can play some Overwatch because, man, I'm ready to play with someone who's pretty good, man. You know what I mean?
Generally okay at the game.
Yeah. I'm tired of not. So that'll be good. Having someone decent to play with.
Health.
Alright, dude. Well, I guess this is a good point to wind it down. It's our very first episode, so if anyone decides to watch this, I am super grateful. I mean, it's just a little creative venture of ours, and we would appreciate any support. At some point, we're going to set up a Patreon to help do this sort of thing, because this takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And it's definitely time that we could be doing other things with, but we want to do this.
Yes.
And so people who love us and want to contribute, we're going to set up a Patreon so that you guys can do it. I'm going to contribute to it.
Send me to hosting school.
Yeah, Steven. Send Steven to go school. You understand what I mean? That's that Linebirdese.
Is that how you activate Hanzo's ult?
That's how you activate your new iPhone on your Sprint network.
Yeah.
In the Sprint store.
Poor Andy Dwyer, whatever that guy's name was.
No, dude, totally. Oh, Steven. Steven has trouble keeping up. Steve, where you at, Steven?
Who's Andy
Pay
Dwyer?
attention. Andy Dwyer is probably some dude that drinks a lot in Ireland. But we're talking about Daniela Dwyer.
Now, why would they do that?
To trick you.
But what else?
Play a little trickanese.
But I mean...
Trickanese fools.
I was under the impression that was going somewhere besides down.
Nowheres but down, exactly. So yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about Metacritic, talked a little bit about Steven's woes, talked a little bit about...
Well, I gotta do this again?
Not so much about Persona, but a little bit. It's like Dark Souls, dude. Every time you die, the monsters come back.
And you failed to
I didn't
disclose
need to tell
that
you that
to me?
You know now. You found out just as well this way. He went down the pit.
You're right. This is just like Dark Souls.
Exactly like Dark Souls. Every move you make, your character commits to it. You can't cancel a move mid-move. Just like in Dark Souls, just like in Bloodborne, which Steven has yet to play. Man, this dude is just behind.
Oh, Dark Souls. That's a single-player-ish game that I've committed to.
True.
And I've beaten it
True.
once. I'm halfway through my second run, but I'm just going to go ahead and wait for the DLC to come out.
To your credit, yes.
Damn determined to collect every single one of those trophies. Sorry.
To your credit, you did finish Dark Souls, and that's one that I actually didn't finish, and you did.
And that was also a series that I was just...
principally against.
Astonishingly...
Just like May. So Dark Souls and May kind of existed. At one point, Dark Souls existed in the same realm for Steven of just atrocity, and like you're a bad person if you do this. If you use May,
didn't understand.
Or if you play Dark Souls, I convinced him to play Dark Souls through some lore videos. Shout out to Viva Vinyata or whatever his name is.
Vati Vidya.
That guy.
That guy's videos, the lore is what drew me in, and then from there the gameplay just is awesome.
Captured, held him there, man.
Yeah, Vati Vidya. Check it out, man. He's got some great stuff.
Yep, shout out to me because I sent him those videos, and he's watched them way more than I have.
You're right there. Shout out. I don't know if the mic...
Shout out to myself.
A good thing to do.
It is a good thing to do. We're now YouTubers, so we get to be narcissistic.
Wait, where am I at?
We get to say now that we're doing this and we're doing some criticism, we get to say when people are wrong in public, and we get to say that they can't disagree with us. That's how this works.
Right.
All right?
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'll let you handle that part.
You're just as critical as I am.
Yeah.
But
I'm ashamed of it,
You're
though.
more wrong than I am.
Okay.
What I was going to say is I enjoy... I mean, it's frustrating, but I enjoy getting lost in new games. Like, I accidentally returned to a spot that I've already been to, and I didn't realize it until there's already some cracked pots or something.
Are you talking about this?
Yeah. And I'm just like, what? How did I already return here? I thought, that sense of like, okay, I'm I'm figuring, I'm
And you
getting
like
my
that.
bearings. Yeah, I enjoy that feeling of like.
Okay, well, that's where you and I differ. Because I was telling you just the other day that I don't like Metroidvania games because of that. Because you backtrack and you don't realize, and then it's oh crap.
But you said that was like side scrolling or something, wasn't it?
Well, yeah,
Primarily.
yes,
I couldn't handle that.
imagine this as a side scroller, and this would be like a Metroidvania. Like
Right.
it's just an open area
That
with
to
doors
me
you have to unlock.
It's
And
an
that sort of thing.
entirely different experience.
Why is it different? Just because it's side scrolling? The mechanics are the same.
Yeah, I know, but isometric versus side scrolling is
Oh yes,
another level.
Well, yeah, that's wholly
of
different.
immersion and stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and I would actually say that this is more difficult because it is isometric. There is more ground to cover.
Right.
There's the developers had more things to design in this game than in a side scroller. So why would I just wondering why is it off-putting the idea of a side-scrolling open puzzles that sort of thing kind of game? Like I didn't finish Headlander because it was a Metroidvania. I'm probably not going to finish Guacamelee because it's a Metroidvania. But I sure as hell beat Shovel Knight within like 2 days because it's linear and
Right, linear. Yeah, different.
that you gotta
No, you just people just
Draw
don't
it out.
understand. I mean, linear as well. That is kind of interesting though. Like, open world games are huge everywhere, always these days. Like Witcher, Fallout,
Witcher
Skyrim,
especially.
all the Elder Scrolls stuff. Any game these days, even Metal Gear Solid was awesome. I just didn't want to commit time.
Yeah, and that still frustrates me because that was a damn good game. And if Witcher hadn't come out last year, it would have been the unquestionable game of the year in 2015.
But yeah, so like why? But it seems to go in the other, for me at least, go
And
in the
then
other
Bloodborne.
direction with these games, these side scrolling. Like if it's side scrolling, I want linear. I don't want.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why I stopped playing this. I only spent 4 hours in it. I'm not super committal. But one of the reasons I stopped was because it is that kind of... It's a kind of Metroidvania, even though it's isometric. And I don't have the vernacular for that. I don't know what the right term is for that, and I'm sure at some point I'll figure it out. But it's Metroidvania in that it's open, there are puzzles, there are all kinds of different areas with different villains, and you just got to find the boss. You got to find the key to get to the boss. That's a big thing. And that's why I stopped playing it. I can handle that in games that are big and meant to be like, you're going to spend a lot of time in this game. Like a Persona. Even though Persona's not really like that. But long games. Like a Witcher. Like a Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm okay committing to that when I know beforehand what exactly it is. But when I get into the game expecting somewhat linear, and then I realize that, oh my god, this is going to take a lot of time to beat, I'm just I'm discouraged at that point. I don't want to play this anymore. I love the style of Headlander.
So it's an overworld type thing, like I mean, because when I think of that, my mind immediately goes to my beloved Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, see, that's another game like
Which I guess you didn't really play very many of those on like Game Boy and stuff.
not on Game Boy. I didn't. But
I
I
did.
played all the console ones
Yeah.
pretty extensively.
And that's obviously a different experience when you have
True.
3D as opposed to, again, isometric. I mean, this is very, very similar to like A Link to the Past or whatever.
Yeah.
Oracle of Ages and Seasons and stuff. Those are like up there with my favorite all-time Zelda games. Just
Yeah.
for me personally. I know I don't expect most other people. I just enjoyed them. That was, my childhood.
Yeah, yeah, and I definitely the only like true experience I have of that Game Boy game, Zelda Game Boy game is Minish Cap, which is regarded as one of the best ones ever to come out on Game Boy, and I was happy with that. I loved Minish Cap, but even Zelda games are more linear than like what we're doing right here with Hyper Light Drifter, like because with Zelda games you get an idea of where you're supposed to be. With this, you can go in any of the 4 directions. And it's just up to you to choose which direction you want to go in. And in a certain sense, that freedom is intriguing, but for me, it's overbearing. And I know that's why a lot of people didn't play The Witcher, because it was just too much. Like, all these question marks, all these little yellow signs with the exclamation marks, which indicates there are missions there. I knew going into the game it was going to be this huge, like, innovative thing, and so it wasn't a shock. I wasn't shocked into not playing the game any longer. But with Hyper Light Drifter, Headlander, and Guacamelee, those are the most recent ones that I didn't know how big the game was going into it, and so it just kind of discouraged me out of playing it. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Not to discredit those games, because obviously this is a gorgeous game. Hyper Light Drifter had one of the best styles I've ever seen. Like,
Dude,
had one of the coolest just aesthetics that I've seen in a game in recent years. With the whole 70s vibe, the multicolored, and the grainy, shitty cinematography feel of it all. Loved it, man. I loved the style. And like the first couple levels, which were that linear experience, I had a blast doing. But once I got to the point where it opened up, and I had all these puzzles, and I would go to the map, and I would look at the world, and I saw all these doors that were locked, and I got to figure out which door to go through, and which key, and all that sort of thing. I was just like, I can't do this. I don't want to commit to this. I want to just play Hitman, where I got to kill a couple dudes, and then end it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
gotta get your fix.
Yeah, man. And,
Makes sense.
so...
Seems legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the styling, man, this game, I mean, like... It's obviously the pixel thing, for whatever reason, is appealing. I don't know if it's like the nostalgia of our generation or something.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But yeah, I mean, I definitely am on the same page as most folks with that. But like, they capture that, but they also get this cool, like, what reminds me of like Cowboy Bebop, Space Dandy, like just awesome anime style fighting and
Yeah, I can see that.
mixed in.
The
but
fluid motion.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can see that.
and just, I don't know. So the overall, the style, and then, you know, the top-down Zelda view is just awesome for me personally.
Dude. I mean, if you look up the scores on this game, they're immaculate. Like, this game got just crazy good scores. And for a lot of people who like to do the grind, they like to grind through these kinds of games, they absolutely loved it. This game doesn't scratch that itch for me. Only because of the way that the overworld is designed, the map is designed. That's the only reason. That is the only reason. I love the aesthetic in this thing. Like all the pastels, the pinks and blues. It's just a gorgeous game. You got your little ghost, your Peter Dinklage is following you around. That's cool.
Or Nolan Bot, I guess.
Yeah. Who is it doing now?
Nolan North? Right?
Nolan North. Yeah, that's right. Video game voice actor extraordinaire specialist, expert extraordinaire specialist. Got some redundancies in his name.
All right, see you guys.
Peace.
Peace. Hope you edit this part out.
No, definitely not happening.
Oh, I gotta get to that. All right, it's just
Nice.
you, Greninja. Yeah, I like
Come
the
here,
dash.
Greninja.
Well, that's a technique. You know, if that was actually not a weapon and actually his fist, I would have hurt him because I would have dashed right into it. It's
I'm assuming that you
reverse
had...
psychology. Like
Okay.
I headbutt someone's fist instead of.
I knew you were about to go there, but I did make the connection quickly enough.
I don't. What? I keep seeing these blocks, and I assume they have meaning, but usually they don't.
No, dude. No, dude. Dude. All right.
Oh,
So, Steven just went Super Saiyan.
stepped on a flame, apparently.
Oh, you mean the turd with the flame on his
Somehow I'm
face.
supposed to just know that that is what that is.
What is this? Why are your feet exploding? So, we're recording all this on a DSLR. It's like breaking off in 20-minute intervals, which is why there's going to be a lot of cutting to be done, which sucks. But it's just, I mean, that's just the lay of the land right now. That's what we have. That's what we're going to go with.
Trying to get our feet on the ground.
Yeah, hopefully we can get...
Test the waters.
We can get some good deal on a video camera in the near future, and we can repair that. But before we got cut off last time, we were having a good time doing a fantasy casting for Roll Bounce 2.
So you think you can stomp?
Stomp. So you think you can stomp Roll Bounce 2. We said it had Oprah Winfrey. Tay Zonde is going to do the soundtrack, Chocolate Rain. Definitely Bow Wow and Nick Cannon.
Obvious.
Did we say Steve Harvey?
Stevie Harvey.
Steve Harvey, just to make the face, like whenever someone says it.
At the big climactic, roll, bounce, stomp ending, he's gonna come out and announce the winner, but then
everybody's gonna be wearing Steve Harvey masks.
Well, somebody's gonna come out and be like, actually, sorry, I got the wrong guy. It's Little Bow Wow and his crew actually did win. So I mean, that's how it has to happen.
So is Nick Cannon the villain? Or is it
No,
gonna
he's
be
part of the crew. Or
Okay,
maybe
so it
he's
has to be
he's
like-
the elder that instructs youngest Bow Wow.
It has to be an Aryan, like just a white supremacist is the villain of the movie. So who can we cast? Who
Apollo
can we cast?
Creed.
No, as a white supremacist.
I don't know.
How
Seems
about
a
it?
bit-
It could be like Looney Tune or like the Space Jam, where it's a cartoon as the villain.
That makes sense.
So we get.
I mean, this is going to be on Nickelodeon.
Well, I
so-
got it. We get
Bill
Bill
Murray.
Burr, close. Bill Burr to be the villain, and he can voice just some crazy red
I
or
would
just
like to
real
s-
Bill Burr. He's like 55, and he's a really funny comedian guy.
Let's just get Bill Murray to do it. I feel like that would be.
He's
entertaining.
too old. He can't think he can bounce. He doesn't think he can bounce.
It's ironic though. So the hipsters will love it.
I'm not going for the hipsters. The hipsters can just go and jump off the rivers that exist in our nation.
And
So
others.
this is the Linebird show, where we talk about culture. We talk
Why
about
do I keep looking at the mic?
Kendrick Lamar. We talk about video games. A lot of video
We
games.
haven't yet,
mostly
but
video
we'll
games.
get there one day, Kendrick. We do. Love
Well, this guy, he won't go listen to the new Frank Ocean. I've been like,
It's not that I won't. It's just that I haven't.
and he listens to the new Kings of Leon, which is utter trash.
I've listened to
Anyway.
one song and I started playing the other one just
The
to
other
see.
one sounded like
It was
Third
just- I
Day.
was just curious. I was just curious. That was all that was.
It's trash, man.
It wasn't like, oh, new Kings
So
of
good.
Leon.
But that was how I feel with the new Frank Ocean. It's so
Yeah.
freaking good.
It is good. What I have heard is great.
Anyway.
I don't have much time to sit down and dig into new music.
And play RPGs. All you do is play.
Right.
multiplayer
Well,
games.
when I'm playing Overwatch, I'm knee deep in party chat, so I can't really listen.
But
to
you don't
music.
have to. They don't they threaten to stab you with.
If they don't hear me screaming in anger, then something. I mean,
the
everything
world
will
is
go
ended.
wrong.
Steven's dead. If Steven's
The
not
only
scream-
time I mute the mic is when I'm ripping a controller in half.
he once said, "You guys don't understand how easy it is to rip a controller," because he's the only one who knows. None of us have done that. We all take medicine for our anger.
I need a stress ball. I was actually thinking about patenting. Is that the?
It's
Inventing.
patenting.
Well, anyway, I was going to invent
Patenting.
going to invent like little stress pads for the bottom
That's
of the
pretty good,
controller, so
dude.
I could just. Ooh,
But do
man,
you have to
piece
apply
of
them?
crap.
Do you have to apply them when you're angry? So like you got to go open the drawer, get out the little leather stress thing.
Well, I'm
and-
assuming they would either be something you
hug.
can third party like stick it onto previously owned controllers.
Well, it definitely
or
wouldn't be first party.
Striking up a like deal with Mad Cats or whatever they're called, or Angry Birds, whatever those guys are that create the controllers.
And
I don't even know the Mad Cats is still a thing. Sorry, Mad
I
Cats.
think they only do Xbox. I feel like when I go to the Xbox section at the nearest Best Buy, it's like over there. There's these third-party controllers.
I don't know.
But
Dude.
PlayStation just has their stuff.
They have the afterglows, which those are trash. They're terrible. Garbage. Trash, terrible garbage. Afterglow. Anyway, this has been the Linebird Show. We're working out our kinks. We're trying to salt and pepper it with some little funnies between our Metacritic philosophies. I was your host, am your host. Tyler, tapping on my shoes while I'm recording video. Gray Sawyer, a.k.a. Linebird Blue. And this was Steven, all elbows and knees. Earl Bland, the green one. All elbows and knees, man. He disgusts me. Stuck. And
Ah,
we appreciate it. So.
bastard.